Hello.
Hello, good morning.
It's not morning.
Good afternoon.
It's not afternoon.
Good evening?
There we go.
Okay.
Good evening. Good evening.
Oh, I like that voice.
Oh, so we figured out that our, this is Of Malice and Mirth podcast.
Podcast.
But we figured out that Of Malice and Mirth has an acronym, and it's Oh, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, ma'am. So we're a little obsessed with that. Oh, also, we would like to remind you to please send in stories to us.
Yes, please.
These first few episodes are kind of heavy on the AI side of things, but we would like to be able to read things from people, right, from real life people. So if you have anything spooky related, funny related even,
funny,
whatever you've written, we want to read it.
And it can be not made up stuff. It could be
it could be real life
experiences. Like if you've experienced a spooky, we definitely want to know.
Mm-hmm. We really, really do. So send them to us at
OfMaliceAndMirth@gmail.com.
There we go. That one. I'm incapable of saying that, so that's her job officially. And do we have anything else to say?
So I know we haven't really pushed for it a whole lot in our first 2 episodes because we're on number 3 now.
I know, isn't that crazy?
Right? So, if y'all have stuck with us this far, we would so appreciate it if you gave us like a rating, a comment, a like, however that works. So not gonna lie, I don't do that part. That's all wit. Yeah.
Well, yes, we will be on all the social medias, well, not all of them, but like the main ones. So we'll be on, we have TikTok, we have Facebook, we have Instagram. That's it. So I guess not all of them. YouTube. We'll be on YouTube and on Spotify and Apple and Amazon. Basically wherever you can find a podcast.
Yeah, and if you like us, tell your friends about us.
Yes, please.
Let's
make this thing a thing.
And we want to have all the friends.
Yeah.
Because we love you, beautiful, beautiful beings.
We want to have all the friends.
All the friends.
Okay. Well, I think that's about it for the business side of things.
The business.
The
bid nasty.
Mm-hmm.
Ready?
I'm ready. Okay. So, my story today. Oh, we didn't tell them.
No.
We've decided to pick themes. Maybe not always, but sometimes. Okay. And right now we're on a theme journey. So today's theme is going to be fairies.
Fairies, the fae.
The fae, you might say. I'm a poet. But so mine is about. Well, I'll just start.
Okay.
I'll just start. Okay. That would make more sense than telling you what it's about. Okay, so in the Irish Sea, there is an island called the Isle of Man. It is home to mystical beings called Mooinjer Veggey. Okay. I might be saying that a little bit wrong, but I listened to like 3 different pronunciations and they were all slightly different.
Okay,
so
we can roll with it.
It's the Mooinjer Veggey, translated literally to mean little people, aka fairies. Fairies. The Mooinjer Veggey are little human-looking creatures. They stand around 2 to 3 feet tall. So not like the little tiny sprightly...
So not Tinkerbell.
Not Tinkerbell.
Got it.
But still tiny. Most sightings of these beings say that they wear red caps, green jackets. So they look like little elves in my mind.
Okay.
And they move in groups riding horses and being followed by, quote, hounds of all the colors of the rainbow.
Fancy.
So they are galloping through the woods with just a bunch of hound dogs of like red, white, blue.
Ooh,
why red, white, blue? Those are not the colors that I thought I would say out loud.
And how would you're like, I want a hot pink one.
Right. Well, there is probably a hot pink one.
Yes.
But the little people are only seen when they want to be seen. And they live in the grassy hillsides, but they hang out in the woods. Some people have said that when they walk through the hills, they hear lively music coming from within the hills. But if you hear that, you must leave immediately or you will be entrapped.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
They're feisty.
We all know that you're not supposed to make deals with the Fae.
Do we all know that?
We should all know that. They are very tricky.
That's true. That's true. I mean, I know that you're not supposed to, like, if you see a Fae circle or something like that, you're not supposed to enter it. You need to knock on wood. You need to, like, say something nice, and then, like, leave.
Yeah, because, like, all the stories, like, I read a lot of, like, books like that have, like, very, like, stuff in them. Mm-hmm. But they're very, very tricky with their words. So even when it sounds like, there's a loophole, there ain't. Don't let them get you. You never make a deal with the Fae.
Well, good to know. I will never, ever do that.
Okay, good.
I promise. Some of the Mooinjer Veggey are good, curing people of diseases and helping them in times of distress. But they are widely known as being at least mischievous, going as far as abducting children and adults alike, bringing misfortune to those who see them.
That sounds very accurate.
So you don't really want to see them.
No.
For those who seek the good fortune from the little people, one might keep a fire burning on a cold night so that they can come into your home and enjoy the heat of the fire. It's sweet. People are told to leave out clean water and bread for the little people to have as well. So it's actually, like, to this day, widely done.
Yes.
On the Isle of Man. People, like, respect the fuck out of these little guys.
As it should be.
Yeah, they really do. Like, they leave the fire going. They leave them goodies. We'll get to it. Oh, right here we'll get to it, actually. There's a road on the island called the A5, and along that there's a bridge called Ferry Bridge. When you pass over that bridge, you must say hello to the fairies, aka the Mooinjer Veggey, or they might jinx you. They have a temper when they're not properly greeted. Sometimes it could mean that your car runs out of gas or your kid gets taken.
Put respect on their name. That's all they ask.
It's acceptable to greet them in English saying, "Hello, fairies." But if you want to get in their good graces, they like to be spoken to in the old language. It's called Manx. Manx.
Okay.
Manx, maybe. That was another thing that multiple people said in different accents. So I'm like...
Is it like
M-A-N-X? So, yeah. So anyways, many people have learned how to say good morning, which is Mora Mai, or good afternoon, which is Fasta Mai. So they learn to say that because that makes the fairies be like, ooh, you speak my language. Ooh. I think it's smart. Anyways, the ritual of saying hi to the fairies is taken very seriously. Like, everyone does it, even visitors. And they compete in the annual TT race, which is a motorcycle race around the island on the I-5.
Okay.
And they have to slow down when they get to the bridge and say, "Hello, fairies," or whatever.
Yeah.
And competitors who didn't say hi to them have said that they have gotten random flat tires, ran out of gas just mysteriously, or even missed their flight back home. So everyone takes it very seriously during that race. They slow down on that bridge and they yell out to the fairies. Then they keep competing.
Yeah, we got this.
Yeah. People leave little presents and notes for the fairies at the bridge. Some asking for good luck with the race. Some asking for health. Oh, hi, Loretta. My cat just joined us. Sorry. And many of them are commemorating their lost loved ones. I'm not sure why the commemorations have become a thing. I didn't figure out why on that part.
Right.
I was like, oh, do they think that the fairies take a message to your loved one, maybe, or do they think, I don't know. I tried to figure out why they do that, but I couldn't find anything. So I don't know. But there are notes nailed to trees, cards, flowers, ribbons, ornaments, photographs, scarves, crystals, all sorts of things are left, and they have it. They just leave it all up, right? But in 2014, some people who wish not to be named removed what they called clutter around the bridge. They took down a bunch of the letters, gifts, etc. from the area to attempt to clean it up because they didn't believe in the lore. So one, I would hate to be that person. Right. And I wonder what misfortune they found. Because that's like a severe slap in the face. So that's not just forgetting to say hello, and if they're going to kidnap your kid over that, what are they going to do to you?
I mean, in my mind, it's gifts? Those are like tokens of love to that lore, like to those beings. Mm-hmm. And you can't do that.
I know, it's rude. So anyways, it got built back up like everyone was like, nope, I still believe in it. So they all just went back and put more stuff up. So it's all like, it's big and grand now. Yeah. But that's all I got on it, actually.
Okay.
Because there wasn't a whole lot, like, that was the weird thing. So this is like a widely accepted and done tradition
Right.
of a whole ass island of 85,000 people.
Right.
But there's not a whole lot about it online. Like, that was all the information I could really find.
But I also think it's kind of cool, though, like, since you can't find anything about it online and people are curious, like, they go and see it for themselves.
Yeah, that's cool.
You know? And then, like, and you keep those traditions and stories alive the traditional way.
Yeah.
So I think that's cool.
That is cool. But yeah, that's all I got for you.
That's what you got.
That's what I got.
I liked it.
Yeah, good. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
So now it's your turn.
I know. I'm excited.
I'm excited too.
Okay. So this story is called A Cold Night.
A cold night.
Cold night. All right. The nursery was bathed in a sickly violet glow of a high-end baby monitor. On the screen, little Finn was a grainy gray ghost, his chest rising and falling in the rhythmic peace of the innocent. Alara watched from the kitchen, her third cup of coffee shaking in her hand. She felt the thinness of her sanity. 4 months of sleep deprivation had made the edges of her world feel frayed like old silk.
Mm-hmm. I feel that.
It'd be rough. Then the screen glitched. It wasn't digital static, it was lace. Fine silver spiderwebs began to weave across the pixels, forming the shape of a woman's face. Sharp, beautiful, terrifyingly perfect. Alara bolted down the hallway, her heart hammering against her ribs like a trapped bird. She threw open the nursery door, but the air inside wasn't air anymore. It was heavy, smelling of crushed lilies and sharp sting of cloves.
Oh.
Standing on the railing of the crib was Queen Mab. She wasn't a fairy tale queen. She was a nightmare in a gown of dragonfly wings, her skin the color of a drowned moon. She held the needle made of the frozen human tear.
I'm sorry, hold on. I can't get over the color of a drowned moon. I just keep replaying that in my head, like, whoa, okay.
What does that make you think of?
It's like a really pasty paley with like a yellowy greeny tint for some reason.
Like
ew. Kind of like mucus.
So like for me,
but not like really unhealthy mucus, kind of like slightly unhealthy.
So like for me, like a drowned moon is kind of like when the moon is really bright over the ocean and it has like that blue, like really light blue tint to it.
Okay.
Kind of like cold.
Oh.
Like that.
Okay. So she has a few different skin colors in this world, but that's okay. That's all right. Sorry, continue.
All right. She held a needle made of a frozen human tear, stitching a shadow onto a bundle of briars.
Jesus.
A trade, mortal, Mab hissed, her voice like 1,000 crickets screaming in unison. I require a prince for my court of sighs. In return, I leave you a marvel. He will never cry. He will never hunger. He will simply endure.
Oh.
I wish
face.
I wish they could see your face.
I wish they could see your face. You have like the Cheshire Cat grin.
With a flick of her wrist, Mab swapped the real warm Finn for a bundle of briars. The briars shimmered, blurring into a perfect fleshy replica of the baby. Alara sprang forward, but Mab was already dissolving into the large silver-backed mirror hanging on the nursery wall. As she passed through the glass, the reflection didn't show the nursery. It showed a vast violet snow-covered forest. Then the glass clouded over, returning to a normal cold reflection. The hours that followed...
She took the baby?
She took the baby.
I don't like it.
The hours that followed were slow motion drowning. Alara sat by the crib, watching the thing that looked like her son. The changeling didn't make a sound. It didn't cry. It didn't coo. It didn't even make the soft, wet sound of a baby's breath. It simply laid there, a heavy, silent weight in the room, staring at her with eyes like polished obsidian.
Black-eyed children. That needs to be a theme one day. Anyways, keep going.
By the second day, the wilt began. Alara went to hold the baby's hand and felt the skin crack like dry parchment. Underneath, there was no blood, only a thick black resin. The fingertips were hardening into gray gnarled twigs. The silence of the house became predatory. The creature was decaying, and as it rotted, the room rotted with it. The wallpaper began to curl into dry brown spirals. The floorboards beneath the crib began to weep a bitter, dark sap. Worse, the mirror on the wall was changing. The silver backing was peeling away like dead skin, and the violet forest on the other side that would randomly appear was growing dark. Thorns were beginning to frost over the glass from the inside. Alara realized the terrifying truth. The silent changeling was an anchor. As long as it stayed flesh, the mirror remained a door. But as the creature turned back into wood, the glass was petrifying into solid stone. If she didn't cross before the creature became a silent statue of briars, the door would be sealed forever.
I was wondering if she saw the violet forest, how she wasn't going through that mirror yet. Okay, sorry, continue. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Alara didn't hesitate. She grabbed the heavy bronze lamp from the nightstand and shattered the nursery mirror. Instead of hitting the wall, she fell forward into a freezing violet fog. She tumbled onto the floor of the Court of Sighs. It was a cathedral of frozen tears. Hundreds of faces stood in the shadows, beings with heads of stags and eyes like dying stars. In the center, Queen Mab sat on a throne of tangled memories, holding Finn.
What the fuck?
The trade is nearly sealed, Mab said, her voice a cold, beautiful chime. Why have you come to break our silence?
Give me my baby, bitch.
I have come to pay a different toll, Alara gasped. The one thing your perfect court cannot mimic, the agony of mediocrity. Mab's eyes narrowed. With the snap of her fingers, a stage of white bone rose from the floor. On it sat a karaoke machine carved from a human skull.
What?
Stay, Mab commanded. Sing for us, not the beauty of a bird, but with the desperate cracking failure of a mother who knows she's not enough. But be our eternal mockery. Sing and the boy will go free.
What the fuck? Did she whip out some Taylor Swift?
You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Alara stood on the stage. The music began, a distorted version of I Will Always Love You.
Oh my god.
She began to sing. She didn't try to be bad. The terror did it for her. She hit the high notes just a fraction sharp. She let her voice break. The Fae audience shivered, feasting on the raw, awkward humanity in her failure.
What a perfect song choice. Keep going. Sorry.
They drank the sound of her cracking voice like wine. Enough! Mab shrieked, a cruel smile touching her lips. It is hideous. It is human. Are you good?
I'm good. Well, no, but yes.
Mab tossed Finn to Alara. As Alara caught him, the violet world dissolved into a blur of silver. Interlude. Mark pulled into the driveway at 6 p.m. after his long trip away with a heavy reluctance settling in his chest. He let himself in through the front door. Alara! Usually the house was a cacophony of domestic life. The hum of the dryer, the white noise machine from the nursery, the rhythmic clinking of Alara's coffee mug. Today, the silence was total. It wasn't the peaceful silence of a sleeping household. It was the hollow, ringing silence that only happens in the depths of the night. Mm-hmm. He walked into the kitchen. Alara's coffee mug sat on the counter in a thin film of cold oil on the surface of the liquid. Her phone was right beside it, and he frowned. Alara didn't go anywhere without her phone, especially not with the baby.
Mm-hmm.
Alara, you in the nursery? He went to the nursery. With every step, the air grew colder. By the time he reached the landing, he could see his own breath misting in the dim hallway light. He pushed open the nursery door, and the smell hit him. Not the spicy smell Alara had smelled, but a deep, ancient scent of damp earth and rot, as if a forest had grown and died inside the room since he had left.
Oh.
"Oh, God," he whispered. The room was a wreck. The large, silver-backed mirror Lara loved was shattered. Shards of glass glittered the rug like jagged diamonds, but strangely, none of them were on the floor directly beneath the frame. They were scattered outward, as if something had exploded from the wall.
Oh.
Then a sound broke the silence. A cry. A thin, desperate, beautifully human wail. Mark lunged for the crib. Finn was there, kicking his small legs, his face flushed a healthy, angry red. Mark scooped him up, clutching the warm, vibrating weight of the boy to his chest. Finn was real. He was soft. He was breathing. Mark stared down at the mattress. Mixed in with Finn's blankets were hundreds of gray, gnarled briars. They were twisted into the shape of a small torso, brittle and dry. As Mark watched, one of the briars crumbled to gray ash, disintegrating before his eyes. "Alara!" he screamed, spinning around, Finn clutched in his arms. He checked the closet, he checked under the bed, he ran to the broken mirror, touching the wall where the glass used to be. The drywall was cold and smooth, there was no violet forest, there was no queen, there was only the jagged remains of the silver mirror. He called the police, he called her parents, he spent the night sitting on the floor of the nursery, Finn asleep in his lap, while the officers took pictures of the shattered glass and the strange wooden debris in the crib. They asked him about Alara's mental state, they asked if she had been unhappy, they looked at the shattered mirror and saw a domestic accident. They looked at the wood in the crib and saw lawn refuse. But Mark knew this wasn't right, this couldn't be real, something was wrong. Late that night, after the police had left and the house was dark again, Mark sat in silence. He leaned his head against the nursery wall, right beneath where the mirror had hung, and then he heard it. It was faint, so faint he thought it was the wind. It was a woman's voice. It was Alara. She was singing. He couldn't make out the words, but the melody was familiar, a pop song that they had danced to at their wedding. But the voice was different. It was straining, reaching for the notes it couldn't quite catch. It would soar, then crack, then tremble. It was the sound of someone performing through a throat full of tears. "Alara," he whispered, pressing his ear to the cold drywall. The singing didn't stop. It just kept going, looping back to the beginning, always slightly off key, always a little too sharp. It was a song of a woman who was somewhere else, somewhere cold, somewhere perfect, singing the only thing she had left to keep the door from closing forever. Mark closed his eyes and wept, Finn's steady, human breathing the only rhythm he had left to follow. Meanwhile, in the court of sighs, Alara stood on the marvelous bone stage. Her throat ached, but the Fae demanded more. As she hit another deliberately off-key note, a crack appeared in the shimmering surface of the mirror behind Mab's throne. Through the crack, like a window into a dream, Alara saw Mark. He was standing in the nursery holding Finn. His face was streaked with tears, his brow furrowed with grief so profound it etched itself into the very air around him. He pressed his forehead to the wall, right where the mirror had been. He looked lost. He looked so utterly alone. A choked sob escaped Alara's lips, but it was quickly swallowed by the Fae's eager hushing sounds. She saw him lift Finn, kiss the baby's forehead, and then slowly turn his back to the wall. He couldn't hear her, not really. He only heard the echo, the memory, the ghost of her voice. As the crack in the mirror sealed itself, Alara felt the final crushing weight of her choice. Mark was safe. Finn was safe. And she was here forever. She took a deep, shuddering breath, lifted the microphone, and began the next verse, each deliberately flawed note, a fresh tear for the life she had traded away. The Fae in the court of sighs stirred, their ethereal hunger momentarily sated by the exquisite, unbearable sound of her sorrow.
Oh my God. That was intense. Oh, I want to cry. Oh my God. That was really good.
Do you like it?
That was crazy. I'm going to dream about that shit tonight. That was really good. Oh my God. Okay. Well, all right then.
Well, that was my version of Queen Mab.
That was awesome.
The Queen of Air and Darkness.
The Queen of Air and Darkness.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Jesus. on to another story. All right. So we have 2 more stories, each of us, one for each. What? That was... I sound like fucking Willie. My dog, so I have a Boston Terrier, and he does the, like, I don't even know how to make these noises, but like, wah, 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 like weird ass noises, and like, wah, 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 like, I don't even know how to do it. Never mind. But that's what that just reminded me of. I sounded like Willie. Oh, anyways, okay. This has no title. No title for this. Okay. I didn't mean to get lost. That's the thing people always say, and it sounds ridiculous every time. As if anyone wakes up, ties their boots, fills a water bottle, and thinks, today feels like a great day to become a cautionary tale. But there I was, deep in the woods, following a trail that had definitely been marked at some point in human history, just not recently. The sign at the trailhead had said moderate difficulty, which I interpreted incorrectly as pleasantly challenging and not a personal vendetta disguised as a hike. It was late afternoon, that golden hour when sunlight filters through the trees like honey poured over leaves. Birds chattered overhead and everything smelled green and alive. I remember thinking, this is good for my mental health. That thought, I now believe, tempted fate. The trail narrowed. Roots rose like knuckles from the earth. Rocks jutted out at angles that felt deliberately rude. I stepped carefully, humming to myself, until my foot landed on something that moved when it absolutely should not have. There was a moment, very brief, very cinematic, where time slowed. I windmilled my arms like an inflatable tube man outside a used car dealership. I remember thinking, oh no, this is how it happens. Then gravity did what gravity has always done best. I went down hard. Did I tell you about the time I fell off a cliff, by the way?
No.
That just made me think of it. So I love to hike, but I'm pretty fucking clumsy. And I legitimately, so we were walking down this trail and it was going down a hill, but on one end it had like a wall, and then on the other side, like, I don't know how else to say that, and then on the other side it went down a cliff, and it was like maybe, I don't know, 20-30 feet to the bottom, to the and so my daughter started to, she tripped, and she was right in front of me, and I pushed her towards the wall, which made me go over the side of the cliff, and I fucking boom, boom, boom,
no.
like bounced my way down the fucking cliff.
No.
And I landed because my head hit a log, and it stopped my fall, and the rest of my body just like slinked underneath the log. And it was probably the funniest thing that anyone around us had ever seen. And I was okay. Like, I broke something in my wrist and fractured something in my whatever this one is. What is this? Something near my shin. I fractured something.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It was not a big deal. Like, I didn't have to wear casts or anything.
Yeah.
But it was funny. But anyway.
I can just envision you like bloop, bloop, bloop.
Yeah, I literally went boom, 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 plat. But my poor daughter, she was so scared. She was like 6 or 7.
Were y'all by yourselves?
No, we were with 2 friends. So thankfully. And they were in front of us. So when I threw her, I like yelled. Yeah. And so Chelsea turned around and like grabbed my daughter and made her not fall, you know. But they said it was the scariest thing they'd ever seen. But
I could only imagine.
This
is why I don't go outside.
Outside is for dead people. Mm-hmm. But it's fun. Well, maybe not that part wasn't that fun. But looking back, it's funny. Yeah. Anyways. Okay, so they went down hard. There was a sharp crack, too loud, too final, and a pain so immediate and blinding that my breath left me in a startled yelp. I lay there staring at the canopy, heart racing, trying to process what had just happened. I wiggled my fingers. Good. I wiggled my toes. Also good. Then I tried to move my leg. The pain answered for me. It was deep, wrong, and unmistakable. The kind of pain that doesn't ask permission, that announces itself like a bouncer with no patience and very large hands. Well, I said aloud, because talking to yourself feels reasonable when you're alone and injured in the woods. That's suboptimal. I tried my phone, 1 bar, then none. I held it up, rotated slowly, lifted it towards the sky like an offering. Nothing. The woods had gone quiet. Too quiet, I thought. Even the birds seemed to have taken a step back, as if to say, this is between you and the forest now. I adjusted my backpack to cushion my head and did my best not to panic. What?
Pause. You know that? You want to know what that made me think of?
What?
You know the meme of Homer Simpson slowly going back into
the shrubbery? I love that meme.
The birds are like, nope.
Nope.
That's on you, bro.
I adjusted my backpack to cushion my head and did my best not to panic. I told myself someone would come along. I told myself I could crawl if I had to. I told myself a lot of things that felt increasingly unconvincing. That's when I heard laughter.
Oh.
Not loud laughter, not human laughter. It sounded like bells had learned how to giggle. I turned my head carefully, pain flaring, and saw a soft glow between the trees. At first, I thought it was sunlight catching dust. Then it moved, drifted closer, pulsing gently like a living thing. From the glow stepped a figure no taller than my forearm, wings shimmering like stained glass in motion. Then another, and another. Fairies. Actual, undeniable fairies. My brain did what any rational brain would do in that situation. Oh, I said, great, I've hit my head. One of the fairies floated closer, hands on her hips. She had hair like spun silver and freckles scattered across her cheeks like constellations. You haven't, she said. Her voice sounded like wind through chimes. But you did fracture your tibia quite spectacularly. Fantastic, I muttered. Even the hallucinations are medically accurate. Another fairy snorted. Hallucinations? Rude. A third one zipped down and hovered inches from my faces, peering into my eyes. Do they usually complain this much when they're imaginary? I can hear you, I said weakly. Good, the first fairy replied. That saves time. They gathered around my injured leg, murmuring to one another. Their light warmed the air, easing the edge of the pain just enough that I could breathe again. You weren't supposed to fall there, one said, frowning at the rocks. That root shifted. Roots always shift, another replied. That's literally their job. Still, the first said, softer now, they don't usually break hikers. I swallowed. So I'm not dying? Oh no, the silver-haired fairy said cheerfully. That would be a paperwork nightmare. Paperwork? We have forms, another fairy said solemnly. So many forms. They placed their hands over my leg, their glow intensifying. The air hummed, vibrating gently, like a low note held just beneath hearing. The pain flared once, sharp and bright, and then began to fade, dissolving into warmth. I watched, stunned, as the swelling receded beneath their light. I felt something shift, bones knitting together with a strange, tingling pressure that made my toes curl. Is it supposed to feel like bubbles under my skin? I asked. Yes, said one fairy. No, said another. It's fine, the first concluded. They laughed again, that bell-like sound, and the woods seemed to lean in closer, listening. When they finished, the fairies stepped back, clearly pleased with themselves. Try moving it, the silver-haired one said. I did, no pain. I sat up slowly, heart pounding, and swung my leg experimentally. It felt whole, strong, like it had never broken at all. I looked up at them, words failing me. Well, one fairy prompted. Say it. Thank you, I said. There it is, she smiled. The light around them dimmed as they began to drift back toward the trees. Wait, I said quickly. Will I see you again? They exchanged glances. Maybe, the silver-haired fairy said, but probably not. Why not? She tilted her head. Because you'll tell yourself this wasn't real. The forest shimmered, their laughter echoing once more, and then I woke up. I was lying on the forest floor, late afternoon light slanting through the trees. My backpack was under my head. Birds chattered overhead. For a moment I panicked. Then I moved my leg. No pain. No swelling. No sign of injury at all, except for faint dusting of silvery freckles on my skin already fading in the sunlight. I sat there for a long time, listening to the woods breathe, wondering if it had all been a dream. Somewhere deep among the trees, something laughed softly, and I decided not to question it. That's it.
That's it.
I told it to make me a happy one.
A happy one?
Yeah.
Well, that balances out my really sad one.
Yeah. I figured we needed a little bit of palate cleanser.
Yes.
So yeah.
Perfect balance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my story, and now you have yours.
All right, you ready for the story?
Yes.
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
All right. You know how some places feel old in a way that has nothing to do with age? Not ancient like ruins or bones, older than that. As if the land learned how to watch long before people learned how to name what they were seeing. That's how those woods felt. I'd been walking just before dusk when the light goes soft and forgiving, turning everything golden and kind. The path was one I knew, narrow, leaf-covered, winding past ferns and low blackberry brambles. The air smelled like sap and dark, not damp bark, dark bark.
Dark bark.
The air smelled like sap and damp bark. Everything felt calm enough that I didn't question how quiet it had become. That was my first mistake.
Uh-oh.
The second was stopping when I saw the trap. It was beautiful. Not crude or ugly like you'd expect something dangerous to be, but deliberate, artful. A low arc woven from young willow branches, bent while they were still green, so they curved instead of snapping.
You know, like, sorry, she made a face. I'm not just interjecting.
No, I wasn't making a face at that.
Okay.
I'm making a face at the next words because it's like pale lichen.
Lichen.
Lichen?
It's moss.
Okay, got it.
Like the kind that sticks to trees.
Gross.
I love that kind of moss.
Ew.
I love moss. Like, okay, I know this. I don't know why that's weird. But, like, some people up in the Northwest just, like, let the moss take over, like,
kind of like
everything.
We do vines here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I love a good, and it's not good for your roof, but I love a good moss-covered roof. Oh. Like, it's just fucking beautiful.
See,
it's so cozy.
I like vines.
I like vines, too. I like vines a lot. I love moss. Anyways.
Pale lichen traced its length with delicate embroidery. The moss tucked into its joints was velvet soft, luminous in the fading light, as if it held the last warmth of the sun. Inside the arc, stones spiraled inward, each one polished smooth and pale, quartz, river rock, flecks of opal caught like trapped moonlight. Hanging from the arc were tiny offerings, swaying though there was no wind, a copper ring dulled with age, a glass bead the color of honey, a lock of hair tied with thread. Yep. So fine.
Not walking under that.
It might have been spider silk. Absolutely not.
Nope.
It didn't feel like something meant to catch a fairy. It felt like something meant to welcome one. I knew distantly that I should have, but the trap hummed, not audibly, not exactly, but in the chest, in the bones. It felt like being noticed by something that approved of you. When I stepped closer, the woods sighed. That's the only word for it. A long, contented exhale. Leaves rustled though the air was still. Shadows lengthened and folded inward, reshaping the forest into something intimate, enclosed, like the world had leaned closer to me. I cannot read today.
So serious. I cannot read today.
That came from my soul. Because
you said that with your whole chest. I can't, man.
Okay. We're going to try that again. All right. Shadows lengthened and folded inward, reshaping the forest into something intimate, enclosed, like the world had leaned closer to hear me breathe. And then they appeared. At first, they were only shapes between the trees, tall, slender silhouettes outlined by soft light. As they stepped forward, the light moved with them, clinging to their skin like dew. They were beautiful in a way that didn't register all at once. Your mind had to circle the thought, approach it slowly, like staring at the sun through leaves. Their skin was smooth and luminous, translucent in places, veins glowing faintly beneath the threads of silver. Colors shifted across them, emerald, pearl, deep indigo, never settling. Their hair fell long and loose, moving as if underwater, strands catching starlight that hadn't yet appeared in the sky. Their faces. Perfect symmetry, high cheekbones, delicate mouths curved into knowing smiles, eyes too large and bright to belong to any human. Their irises shimmered, gold shot through with green, blue ringed with violet, reflecting not just my image, but memories I hadn't thought about in years. They smiled like they were glad to see me. "Oh," one of them said softly. The voice was music, warm, intimate, familiar, like a favorite song you can't remember learning. "You found it." Another stepped closer. I noticed then how lightly they moved, feet barely touching the ground, leaves bending up to meet them instead of being crushed beneath. "Most don't," it said. "Most walk past and never truly see."
How do you not notice something like that?
I don't. Because humans choose to ignore.
I guess. But that would be hard to ignore.
Just saying. Not very many humans are observant.
I guess. I guess they're too busy looking at their phone.
True.
Okay.
I should have been terrified. Instead, I felt chosen. I didn't mean to intrude. "Loretta?"
Oh, she bite you?
Yes?
Yeah, she wants you to pet her. Sorry. Loretta?
I feel like this episode's gonna have a lot for our blooper reel.
Yeah. Loretta? I can't read today.
Man. Okay. I didn't mean to intrude, I said, though the words felt inadequate even as I spoke them. The nearest fairy laughed gently. "Intrude?" It reached out, fingers long and elegant, nails gleaming like mother of pearl. "No, little wanderer, you were invited." Its touch brushed my wrist, warm, comforting, electric. The forest brightened, colors deepening, sharpening. I could suddenly smell everything. Pine resin, damp earth, wildflowers hidden beyond sight. The air tasted sweet like rain and ripe fruit. Another fairy circled behind me, close enough that I felt its breath at my neck. "Do you know how rare it is," it murmured, "to notice the invitation?" "What invitation?" I asked. The first fairy gestured to the trap. "That!" Up close I could see tiny carvings etched into the stone. Symbols spiraling inward, old and precise. They weren't threatening. They were hungry. Expectant. "A fairy trap," I whispered. Their laughter rippled through the woods, soft and delighted. "Oh no," one said gently. "A fairy door."
Oh.
The one behind me leaned closer, but doors opened both ways. That was when I noticed their teeth. Too white, too many. Their smiles didn't change, but something beneath them sharpened, like a blade hidden under silk. "Sit," the first fairy said kindly, and I did. The ground rose to meet me, roots curling into a cradle. The trap glowed now, stones lit from within. The fairies gathered around, forming a loose circle, their beauty overwhelmingly disorienting. Looking at them too long made my head spin, like my thoughts were slipping sideways. "We are called many things," one said. "Good folk, fair folk, kindly ones." Another traced a long finger along my neck, not quite touching. "We prefer remembered." "What do you want?" I asked again, though some part of me already knew. They exchanged glances, amused, indulgent. "Connection," said one. "Experience," said another. "Sustenance," whispered a third. The one nearest the trap knelt and reached into the center of the spiral, drawing out a small bundle wrapped in leaves. It unfolded them slowly. Inside laid a bird's heart, perfect, whole, still faintly warm. "Ew!" "Beauty feeds us," the fairy said softly. "Attention feeds us. Wonder feeds us best of all." It looked up at me, eyes shining, and you are full of wonder.
Mm.
The forest leaned closer, the trees groaned softly, branches knitting overhead, sealing the clearing like a cathedral roof. The light changed again, no longer dusk, but something deeper, richer, tinged with green and gold. Stay, one of them said, just a while. Images flickered at the edges of my vision, a joy without ache, beauty without loss. Time stretched thin and gentle. I felt the pull of it, heavy and sweet. Then my fingers brushed cold metal in my pocket. My keys. The weight of them grounded me sharp and real, and my grandmother's voice echoed in my mind, low and urgent. They take whatever you offer, and then they take what you didn't know you gave.
Mm.
I stood abruptly. The roots resisted, tightening around my legs, but I forced myself upright. The smiles faltered. Don't, one fairy said, still softly. But the warmth was gone now, replaced by something taut. You're upsetting the balance.
Sorry, taut.
Taut.
Like, no, I know, but like Schitt's Creek. Pull it taut when they're doing the ribbon cutting. Anyway, sorry.
There's going to be a
I
lot
can
of those.
always bring it back to Schitt's Creek, man.
About it. I pulled my keys free. The iron glinted dully in the strange light. Ooh, that's bad. Sorry.
I was waiting for it.
The reaction was immediate. Hisses cut through the air like steam escaping. The fairies recoiled, their beauty warping. Skin darkening in places, mouth stretching too wide, eyes reflecting fury instead of warmth. Unkind, one snarled, voice layered now, echoing. Unkind. Uninvited iron. I threw the keys into the center of the trap. The stones screamed. The spiral shattered outward, light collapsing in on itself. The fairy shrieked, not in pain but in outrage, and the forest convulsed.
Ooh.
Trees twisted, roots snapping free from the earth, shadows surging like living things. I ran. Behind me, the voices followed, no longer sweet. Come back. We're gentle. You owe us.
Oh.
Something brushed my ankle. Cold fingers, sharp nails, but I kicked free and kept going. The path twisted unnaturally, stretching and folding, but the creek appeared ahead like salvation. I crossed it without looking back. The moment my feet hit the far bank, the forest snapped into place. Night settled fully, crickets sang, and the moon rose pale and distant. I never saw them again, but sometimes when dusk lingers too long and the winds glow just a little too beautifully, I remember their smiles. And I know, the most dangerous things don't chase you. They invite you to stay.
Oh, creepy.
Spooky.
All right.
Well, that was fun.
That was fun.
So we had a little bit of history.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit of sad.
Yes.
A little bit
a little
heartbreak.
bit of Whitney almost crying.
So close.
You know what? We never introduced ourselves.
Oh, yeah, we didn't.
I'm Whitney.
And I'm Mena.
And this is Of Malice and Mirth. No, but yeah, that was really good. That was a good, wide range.
We had some giggles.
Yeah.
We had some outbursts.
Oh, we had some outbursts.
But we hope you enjoyed our stories.
Yes, and we hope you come back next week for, should we tell them or should we not?
Ooh, you should post a hint.
Oh, hint. Vampire Diaries. Because that's the first thing I thought of when you told me.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a lot of options in Vampire Diaries if y'all have watched it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
All right. So we will see you next week.
Yep. Feel free to give us a review.
And follow us on socials. It will all just be Of Malice and Mirth. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well,
easy to find.
We hope y'all liked it.
And we love you.
Thanks for joining.
Bye.
Love you. Bye.